We're just gonna jump into it because today's video, I never thought that I would ever be making this video, because when I said that I wanted to move on, I really truly did want to move on. I wanted to work on healing myself, trying to turn something bad into something somewhat positive, and just try to be happy again. But it just seems like Nick cannot help himself but continue to lie to me, manipulate his friends, manipulate the truth, manipulate my words, and manipulate you guys. He thinks that he showed a lot of receipts that really have nothing to do with the situation, and I actually have a lot of proof, evidence, receipts, whatever you call it, and a lot of this stuff I had prior to making my first video. That honestly, if Nick had these receipts, he would have pulled them out when he made that first video, but I chose not to because this was not supposed to be drama. This was supposed to be me voicing my concern for my safety, my home privacy, and how I felt about another creator abusing their platform. But Nick, if you want to bring out all of the petty receipts and try to assassinate my character, then here you go. With that being said, please keep two things in mind. I'm going to be referencing two things a lot throughout the entirety of the video. The first being that there is unreleased footage that Nick has, and only he has it, and it's of the second mukbang that we filmed with me, Nick, and Zach. Now, this is the footage that is him interrogating me. He thinks I set him up and made faces in it. I was actually just so freaking terrified and scared in that moment. He refuses to release it for whatever reason. Please release it. You have my full consent, and let the people decide, was I making faces to set you up, or was I truly scared? Now, the second thing I'm going to be referencing is my home security footage. Now, I'm unable to release it to the public because California law, but Nick, give me your consent because you claim that I lied about so many things, whereas my home security footage says otherwise. So give me your consent if you truly think I'm a liar, if you truly think I'm a manipulator, if you truly think that your side is the truth, let me release the footage. So Nick starts off his video talking about my house, which is a topic that it seems that he very much likes to talk about in videos on his channel. And I'm a little bit thrown off by this because he completely tried to assassinate my character with no proof of what actually happened. And he said that the minute that he came over, I gave him this crazy whirlwind tour showing off, saying, guess how much that couch was, guess how much that oven was, and telling him about all of these things. That is not what happened. When have I ever showed off to you, Nick? It seems like you talk about my house more than I do.
Let's first talk about her house. How jealous, but also happy for her. But jealous. Doesn't she have one of those ovens? It's like a 5-layer oven. Who uses that? I don't know. I really want a beautiful kitchen like Stephanie's. Her kitchen is perfect. Just because Stephanie has a beautiful house, which she does. I'm not saying like, oh, Stephanie's. I low-key need that security system. I mean, a cat will walk by and the fire department will come. Okay?
And all of what you saw in those videos are prior to him ever being invited into my home. But now he claims the minute he came over, I said, did you see my oven? Did you look at it? He spoke about my oven prior to coming over to my house.
Like a 5-layer oven? Who uses that?
And then he goes on to talk about more about money. You think I'd get murdered before you do?
You have the most money.
Does it work like that?
Rich bis. I would buy that over regular bis. Because I'm a rich bis. Oh,
yeah.
Rich.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
I got a ride in her Tesla today.
Nick, no, I never showed off to you. And it seems like you are the one that likes to talk about it, and you are the one that likes to put words to it, such as, what's the name of your fancy security system? I want the best of the best for my future home.
And I think you were happy to show it off to me.
I would never show that off to you or anyone for that matter. And your big waha moment in your video was that you said that I let you take a picture in front of me. So everything I said prior to that was a lie. Oh, how can I ever be uncomfortable or feel unsafe when I was right there when you took one picture, right? Well, this is a picture that you showed in your video. And then you said that you took it because you wanted to see my lighting setup, which I do remember. You said, can I take a picture of your lighting setup? I said yes. I don't know about you, but typically I'd like to get a closer shot of the actual lighting setup if I wanted a picture of the lighting setup. When I did go to the restroom, you did take pictures behind my back. And I didn't approve of those pictures. And you kept trying to make it seem like I'm crazy, I'm a manipulator for being scared of you releasing these pictures. So then you went on to release the exact pictures that I would never want on the internet. You released a picture of my kitchen with my security security feed straight dab in the middle and you didn't have the courtesy to blur it out. Now, I, without your consent, cannot release the security footage of you taking pictures when I go to the restroom, but you release this picture. And if you zoom in closely, you're alone in my kitchen taking this picture. So you took the picture when I was in the bathroom.
I have never recorded anyone, ever, without their consent. I took a photo with her consent.
Say something like, it was just innocent admiring of her home.
I was admiring her furniture. And this is innocent stuff. It's not like I walked into her house like this.
You did not come into our house doing this, but you did a lot of things that we weren't comfortable with. Okay, so give me your consent to release the security footage.
The last scene, we had discussed it was Stephanie's idea that she would have the last leg and I would look at her like, ooh, what you doing? Because I'm, the fat pig that loves to eat. Well, people are taking that clip now and saying, here's proof of Nick looking at Stephanie all creepily. And that was her idea.
Did I do that? And so I reached out to Zach and he has the full unedited version of that, and this is what happened.
I got you some good comments. So she had the last thing, right? You were eating, I was just sitting here and I was going like this.
So, are you lying or is that footage lying? Now, the next thing that he brings up in his video is about Veronica. The way that he approached this topic I thought was so incredibly manipulative because he made it seem like I had this dirty little secret, and I don't. These are receipts that really didn't matter in the long span of things, and I think that the reason he didn't understand that or didn't care to is because maybe he doesn't know the difference between talking to someone and then posting it together onto the internet versus talking about someone and then posting it onto the internet. Those are very, very different things. I wanted to make this docuseries and I wanted to highlight not only everything that happened with Shukbang and including what happened between Veronica and I, but also all of the personal conflicts that were involved. I wanted it to be less drama focused, but more about the personal struggles behind all of the decisions that were made. My goal would be that things that need to be talked out can be and would shine a new perspective and light onto all parties involved. So Nick is framing his story as if I absolutely hate Veronica and I just couldn't wait to talk shit about Veronica and I want to do all of these exposing videos about her with Nick because I want drama and I want views. Nick, you went on and on and on and on and on about Veronica in the videos that you made about her. You went on and on about her in my DMs. You went on and on and on about her at dinner when we first met. And you went on and on and on about her in that footage of that mukbang that you refused to release. So please, you have my full consent.
Just 2 weeks ago was in Los Angeles. It was still looming over her head then too, and I'm going to get into that. She's giving Veronica a lot of credit here, an opportunity for all of us to right our wrongs, dig deep into meaningful conversation, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so do I hate Veronica and I have this thing looming over my head, or am I trying to have deep, meaningful conversations and am I giving Veronica too much credit? Which one is it? I actually felt bad for turning down the collab with just you, and at the same time Kimi had reached out and said that she was going to be in LA, and so I thought this would be a cool idea. Now, usually when YouTubers collab, they do one video for every single person's channel. So please don't make it look like I'm just trying to get AdSense money. when you're the one that reached out first?
I felt that she was very self-serving. Only reaches out to us if she wants something out of us.
Nick, when have I ever reached out for you for anything other than that time about the docuseries? Which, by the way, I didn't care if you wanted to get involved or not. You knew that. I told Zach, hey, I think I want to do it with Veronica regardless of Nick. Have I ever reached out to you for anything? Collabs, information, security system advice, sponsorships, CPMs? But here's Nick reaching out to me. I have a quick question. Have you experienced low CPM on your channels for November? Microwave promo. They told me you're doing it. Question mark. Are you doing that CBS interview? Do you want to collab? Stephanie? And did you put your home into a land trust? By the way, would the 8th and the 9th work good for you? Seems to have pros and cons. What do you think? Would you have felt better in a gated neighborhood? Or do you think that your property gate fence with cameras is good enough? Have you heard of Ring Security Camera? What's the name of your fancy security system? I'd like to research it. Are you happy with your home? Would you like to film together?
I felt that she was very self-serving.
You're the one that reached out to me. You're the one that asked to collab when apparently you didn't even like me.
I didn't really like her. I didn't even know her.
And you're the one that made all of these videos using my name for views, which I don't mind. And you call me self-serving because I wanted to have this big 4-way collab with you, me, Kimi, and Honey. And you go on to say, Honey doesn't like her, Kimi doesn't like her.
Honey Eats doesn't like her. Kimi doesn't like her.
Again, using other people's words publicly to hurt and humiliate other people, but I didn't know that at the time. But you knew that you didn't like me at the time, but you still wanted to collab so that our collaboration videos would get views. Who's really self-serving? This is where I'm going to be reading some text messages that I had prior to filming my first video. And the reason that I didn't read it is because I didn't want to get other people involved. I didn't want to just drag people into the mess. And I also felt like after knowing who Nick was as a person, that I just didn't want to put anyone else in his line of fire. But Nick, you didn't care, and you used Zach's text messages from months ago out of context and manipulated them without his permission. Here's my problem with you sharing those messages between you and Zach from 3 months ago. And I think that this is a problem that everyone should be alarmed by, is that you didn't ask Zach for that permission, and a lot of it was taken out of context, where he said, I wonder who her actual friends are. This didn't help your lie at all. This didn't help your narrative at all. But you put it in there because this is yet again another way for you to manipulate other people's words that they say in private, and then you use it and put it on the internet to humiliate and hurt other people. Zach has apologized privately, and for me, I'm just going to choose to judge his character by his actions and not by something that was manipulated by you. I've obtained Zach's permission to read these text messages aloud today.
I know it's also strange too, she wore her merchandise shirt in her accusation video.
I really like my merch. I wear it a lot. I don't know, maybe you should pick one up. You said you would get one if it said Rich Biz, so...
I would buy that over regular Biz, because I'm a Rich Biz.
Maybe I'll make that.
That's what I'm saying. Zach is right.
Stop speaking for others, like...
70 hours later, she had a merch line, a company, an artist. She produced it.
Shout out to Fanjoy. I didn't get a merch designer or a producer. Fanjoy actually sent me the design really quickly during the holidays, and they did that because they wanted to help a good cause. So, shout out to you. Talk about tags as if it's like this crazy big thing. I remember that I was so alarmed when he made this Eat with Q exposing video.
This woman copied and pasted, plagiarized every little single thing.
And I knew that he was going to be looking at my tags, and I wanted to tell him, like, hey, I know you're seeing this. Like, I'm not plagiarizing you.
She was sticking in tags that belonged to me in the exact same order.
This is crazy. It's just tags. I've just never seen another YouTuber talk about it. You can't look at it as, hey, this thing that hurt me is now helping other people. With that being said, I do want to thank every single person who purchased the In-N-Out merch. It's still on sale, and it's still 100% proceeds. Will always be 100% proceeds goes to Stomp Out Bullying. Even to the people who shared it, tweeted about it, I don't know, Instagram storied it. Thank you so much, because we have raised over $10,000 already. This is our first round of donations, which I'm gonna insert in a mukbang later, but this is an email. It says, "Dear Stephanie, although a formal thank you receipt is forthcoming, I want to send you my personal thanks for your extremely generous donation. There are no words to thank you. It is Stomp Out Bullying's purpose, passion, and commitment to help every student we can. Our work has helped over 5 million students resolve bullying and cyberbullying situations. Our help chat line has assisted over 100,000 students and saved the lives of over 2,000. Through our various networks, we have saved over a total of 6,000 lives. These numbers increase daily. Please know that your donation will be put to good use in helping kids and teens across the country feel safe in school, online, and in their communities. Wishing you and yours a very happy and healthy new year. With an abundance of gratitude, Ross Ellis, who is the founder of Stomp Out Bullying."